Welcome to English Talk Avenue, a place where real stories help you learn real English. Here, we explore powerful lives through calm words and simple language. Power does not always begin with noise, fame, or bold speeches. Very often, power is born quietly, in the minds of people who learn early how to survive, how to wait, and how to control chaos around them. True power grows slowly. It comes from discipline, patience, and the ability to stay calm when the world feels unstable. This kind of power is not emotional. It is controlled. It watches first and acts later. Vladimir Putin's story is a clear example of how quiet ambition can rise step by step and reshape history. From the beginning, Putin's life was shaped by hardship. He was born into a world still recovering from war. His city had seen hunger, fear, and loss. His family lived simply, and comfort was rare. In such an environment, children learned early that life was not gentle. They learned to rely on themselves. They learned to stay alert. These early lessons planted the seeds of discipline and emotional control that would define his future. As a child, Putin was not the strongest or the loudest. He did not command attention naturally. Instead, he observed. He learned by watching others. This habit of quiet observation became one of his strongest tools. When others spoke, he listened. When others reacted quickly, he waited. Over time, this ability to stay silent gave him an advantage. Silence allowed him to understand people. It allowed him to see weaknesses and patterns. Silence became power. Feeling physically weak pushed him towards self-improvement. Rather than feeling sorry for himself, he chose training. Martial arts became his path. Judo was not just a sport for him. It was a philosophy. Judo teaches balance over force. It teaches using an opponent's energy rather than fighting it directly. This mindset stayed with him far beyond the training mat. In life, he learned not to rush. He learned to redirect pressure instead of resisting it. This approach later appeared in his political strategies. Discipline shaped his daily life. Training required routine. Routine built mental strength. Mental strength created emotional control. Emotional control allowed him to remain calm when others panicked. Over time, these qualities separated him from many around him. While others reacted emotionally, he responded strategically. While others looked for short-term rewards, he focused on long-term positioning. His education further strengthened this path. Studying law trained his mind to think structurally. Law teaches rules, systems, and consequences. It teaches how power is defined and enforced. Understanding law meant understanding how societies function and how authority is maintained. This knowledge prepared him for environments where order and structure mattered more than popularity. Joining the intelligence service added another layer. This world demanded secrecy, patience, and loyalty. In intelligence work, emotions are dangerous. Talking too much is a weakness. Trust is limited. Information is power, and control over information decides outcomes. In this environment, Putin thrived. He learned how to operate behind the scenes. He learned that real power is often invisible. The collapse of the Soviet Union created chaos. Systems broke. Authority weakened. Many people lost direction. For someone trained in discipline and order, chaos felt like a threat that needed correction. While others struggled to adapt, Putin saw opportunity. Chaos creates openings for those who remain calm. When systems fall apart, people look for stability. Those who offer control often rise. He did not rush into the spotlight. Instead, he moved quietly into administrative roles. He worked under others. He learned how the system functioned from inside. This patience allowed him to build trust among powerful figures. He did not challenge authority openly. He supported it. Loyalty made him valuable. Reliability made him trusted. Quiet ambition guided each step. He did not announce grand dreams. He focused on execution. Each role became preparation for the next. This steady climb was not accidental. It was the result of careful positioning and self-control. While others sought recognition, he sought influence. Influence lasts longer than attention. When Russia faced instability, people feared disorder more than strict leadership. In uncertain times, societies often choose control over freedom. Putin understood this psychological reality. He presented himself as calm, firm, and decisive. His controlled image reassured a nation tired of confusion. Strength, even strict strength, felt safer than weakness. Once in power, discipline shaped governance. Decisions were firm. Authority was centralized. Control was reinforced. Supporters saw this as protection. Critics saw it as oppression. But from Putin's perspective, control prevented chaos. In his worldview, a strong state protects national survival. Personal freedom becomes secondary to stability. This belief did not come from ideology alone. It came from lived experience. He had seen what happens when order collapses. He had witnessed weakness invite instability. For him, discipline was not cruelty. It was necessity. Control was not evil. It was survival. Quiet ambition continued even after reaching the highest office. Power was maintained through careful planning. Opposition was managed. Information was controlled. Every move reflected patience and calculation. Emotional reactions were avoided. Public image was tightly managed. Strength was displayed selectively. Silence remained a tool. The world often misunderstands quiet leaders. Silence is mistaken for weakness. Calm is mistaken for indifference. But quiet ambition is often more dangerous than loud desire. Loud ambition exposes itself. Quiet ambition grows unnoticed until it becomes unmovable. Putin's rise teaches an important lesson about power. Power does not require charisma. It requires consistency. It requires emotional control. It requires understanding systems and human behavior. It requires knowing when to act and when to wait. These qualities allow someone to survive chaos and shape it. Discipline created predictability in his behavior. Predictability builds trust among allies and fear among opponents. When people know you will not act emotionally, they treat you carefully. Calm becomes a psychological weapon. Control becomes influence. His story also shows how personal habits become political outcomes. Training the body trained the mind. Controlling emotion controlled decisions. Patience controlled timing. Small daily disciplines created long-term authority. Nothing dramatic. Nothing sudden. Just steady accumulation of power. This path is not about morality. It is about understanding. Understanding how environments shape people. Understanding how people respond to chaos. Understanding how discipline can become dominance. Whether one agrees or disagrees with his leadership, the method remains clear. Quiet ambition does not seek applause. It seeks results. It does not explain itself. It moves silently until explanation is no longer needed. By the time people notice, the structure is already built. For English learners, this story teaches more than history. It teaches how simple actions repeated daily can change outcomes. It shows how calm thinking improves decision-making. It shows how patience can outperform speed. Power, in its most effective form, is rarely loud. It does not rush. It observes. It waits. It moves only when necessary. And once it moves, it rarely retreats. If you found this story helpful and enjoyed learning through calm and simple English, please subscribe to English Talk Avenue and support the channel.